Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rikakadash, Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shah being the name of his only begotten Son, who they ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Now, when you look at these Christians and their refusal to obey God and keep his commandments and live a life in a certain way that's acceptable to God, they go and try to regurgitate what their slave master done said and say, well, the law is done away with. Jesus fulfilled the law. He nailed it to the cross, all this kind of stuff. See, he didn't nail nothing to no cross where you can just be a wicked individual. He nailed your past sins. He nailed what you did in the past to the cross. See, not what you're going to do in the future, because you're supposed to become a new creature. You're supposed to become a new man, not live as the old man. So when you become a new man, you're supposed to keep the law. But let's go into the situation, because he plainly said the conditions of the situation. So let's go to Matthew 5 and 17. And we're going to break it down nice and slow, because it's just too easy. Now, going to Matthew, starting at 5:17, it says, think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. So that's 2 times he's telling you he didn't come to destroy, but they let people bamboozle them with just this last portion of the verse. Now, the last portion of the verse is going to be reiterated in verse 18. It's going to clear up what he mean when he say, but to fulfill. He's going to clear out all doubt and question. Salakia. It says, verse 18, for verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law, till all be fulfilled. So, till all be fulfilled is the key to the whole verse, because till all be fulfilled is telling you, like somebody say, we gonna run around the track until the clock reach an hour. See, that track, you gonna keep running until the clock hit an hour. Once the clock hit an hour, then you gonna stop running, or then something else gonna pop off. But when you bring it back to the law, he's saying the law is going to be, you're going to be keeping this law, keeping these commandments until all be fulfilled. Now, first of all, you can't fulfill laws. If I tell you not to kill somebody, you can't fulfill that. There's no way you can fulfill that. If I tell you to stop stealing, you can't fulfill that. If I tell you to stop eating a nasty, filthy pig, you cannot fulfill that. There's no fulfillment in that. See, and so the law is still standing, because let's go into some of the things that has not been fulfilled. That's why he added the prophets in there, the law or the prophets, because it was prophecies in the law and it was prophecies in the prophets. Now, before we get to prophecies, let's get uh Yahushua and what he said. Is it Luke 24? Either 44, I'm thinking. Yes, 44. He said, and he said unto them, these are the words which I spake unto you while I was yet with you, that all things must be fulfilled which were written in the law of Moses. He didn't say laws was going to be fulfilled. He's saying, he talking about the prophecies that was about him in the law of Moses and in the prophets and in the psalmists concerning him. Those prophecies. He's not talking about fulfilling the law. He's talking about fulfilling prophecy. How can somebody convince you of some law being fulfilled? What kind of mess is that? That's like you fulfill the law of gravity. You jump out of a tree and fall on your head. That's not fulfilling nothing, man. The law means you don't do this and you don't do that. Or you do this and you do that. That has nothing, you can't fulfill these things. It just makes no logical sense. Now the other verse is in Acts 3 and 18. He repeated the situation. He said, but those things which God before had shown by the mouth of his prophets. What was he showing by the mouth of his prophets? Prophecies. He wasn't showing no law. See, they wasn't fulfilling the prophet. The prophet wasn't talking about the murdering peoples or eating a pig, even though that's in the prophecy. But he wasn't giving out laws. See, the prophets was giving out prophecies. It says that Christ shall suffer, he have so fulfilled. He fulfilled things that was prophesied about him. He didn't fulfill no laws. Where do they come with this crap? But he said the law is not going to be destroyed or messed with or tampered with until all be fulfilled. Okay, so let's go to Isaiah 66. We're going to get right to the point. It says, verse 15, for behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to rend his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. The Lord has not came out that sky. He has not cracked the sky, because you still got ignorant people talking about a sky daddy, and atheists and all kind of people believing that it ain't no such thing as a God. It says, verse 16, for by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. He didn't crack the sky and go to killing people. This has not been fulfilled. Look at verse 17, because we know these Christianity people love a nasty pig and eating rats and possums and stuff. It says, they that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the gardens behind one tree in the midst. And you see, a garden is something you get food from. They gonna make the food purify. They gonna purify the food and sanctify the food, like the food ain't in the law. It says, eating swine's flesh, an abomination, and the mouse shall be consumed together, says the Lord. So these people that's trying to do away with the eating requirements and the ways God set up for us to eat, because they heard it through the Israelites. The whole America is pretty much being thoroughly educated on the dietary law, because in America, we don't eat dogs and cats like the so-called Chinese and the so-called Hamites and the Arabs and all of these other people. We don't eat the abomination on a regular basis. We don't sell them in our stores. So the people know what's an abomination. But they sneak in the shrimp, crab, lobster, and pigs. And when they sneak them in, they say, well, The law is done away with. All them stuff in the Old Testament crap. See, they go to talking about all this mess that they done heard from the devil. See, from a heathen that's not an Israelite and that rejects God's law. See, the other nations reject the law. That's why they eat of cats and dogs. They don't care about no law. Now, what else has not been fulfilled? Okay, let's go into Isaiah 14. It says, verse 1, For the Lord will show mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. The Israelites have not went back to their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. The house of Israel do not have servants and handmaids in their own land. And they shall take them captives who captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. The Israelites is not ruling over their oppressors. These prophecies have not been fulfilled. And when they do this, look at what happened. It said the whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. The earth is not at rest because the Israelites don't got servants and handmaids in their own homeland. The earth is not at rest. The earth is not quiet, and people ain't just breaking out singing out of joy and laughter. See, let's get that real quick, and I'm going ahead and end on them two prophecies alone. Just break down that lie over the law is done away with, because these prophecies is not fulfilled. Let's get 29 and 2. It say, when the righteous is in authority, the people rejoice. See, the Israelites is not in authority. Even though you got people saying they're the Israelites and they own everything, but people are not rejoicing, so that shows you that they are bold-faced lie. But when the wicked bears rule, the people mourn. See, the wicked is claiming that they are the Israelites, and they are the wicked. Let's go ahead and add that to who is the wicked. Malachi 1 and 4. It says, whereas Edom says, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus says the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them, meaning the whole nation of Edom, the border of wickedness. See, the wicked is ruling the world, meaning the Edomites is ruling the world, the twin brother of Jacob, and they are causing all kind of wickedness and people to mourn, and the earth is in an uproar. You got riots and uproars of the people all over the place because the wicked is ruling. And these prophecies about the Israelites have not come to pass. The earth is not quiet. They don't have servants and handmaids in their homeland. That used to be their oppressors. See, they don't the Messiah then crack the sky and go to killing people and take them back to their homeland. So these prophecies have not been fulfilled, meaning the law still stands, and you can't eat a stinking, nasty, filthy pig and all the other abominations. And these people want to do that. The so-called Christianity peoples who follow in the Edomites, who gonna tell them the law is done away with, and that the Edomites is the border of wickedness. See, they gonna tell you all kind of stuff. That's the slave master. That's why the thumbnail showed that the preachers in these churches telling these Israelites that the law is done away with is he giving people the master's degree. See, the master, his degree of knowledge is a lie because he the border of wickedness, and they gonna go along with it, and they gonna be destroyed with him when that sky crack. You see. But I'm going to leave it there. All praise to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, Hashem Kakadash. Double honor to the elders pushing the truth. Peace to the elect worldwide. That's the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, descendants of slaves. Um, our kingdom is at hand. Shalom.